Okay, great. Well, good morning, and thanks to each of you for joining us for this latest update on the Young Women's Leadership and Economic Empowerment Program, which we call affectionately LEEP. We're now in the second year of our expansion phase in Ethiopia, and that follows the 3-year pilot. It's really been quite a journey, and I think we've learned a lot along the way and seen a lot of really impressive outcomes. I think this program holds a special place in our hearts, and we're really grateful for the commitment of each of you and for joining the call today and for those who couldn't be with us. It's pretty special to have a group like this of individuals and family foundations to get behind a project and support it for this period of time at the scale as well. So thanks to all of you for playing a key role in supporting these women who are transforming gender norms and really breaking through barriers, benefiting their communities and their families. We're joined today by Dragana Strinek. She's the country director of Ethiopia. I know you've all met previous country directors, and we're happy that Dragana has taken the helm of one of our largest offices. We have Lydia Gonzalez, International Programs Advisor. You all remember, I think, Julie Perdue. So Lydia is filling that role now as Technical Advisor, and she's based in Mexico City, actually. We have Samuel Tena, who is Head of Food Security and Livelihoods in Ethiopia. Good afternoon, Samuel. And we have Monica Kamenidi, who's our Skills to Succeed Senior Director. And she'll be talking a little bit about how LEAP is impacting how we do this kind of work globally. We're looking forward to hearing from all of them on this call. And thanks again for being here. We can pull up the presentation just so I can show you the agenda. Great. Here's a great photo of some of our young women taking a training and the agenda. So welcome, and then we're going to have opening remarks from Dragana, who's going to share a little bit about the context of Ethiopia and how LEAP is playing such an important role. Then we'll have an update on the progress and achievements of the LEAP program. We're going to have a recorded interview with some LEAP participants, and then we'll talk about sustainability as we look towards the end of this phase of the program and the activities that are pending. And then we'll have a good amount of time for questions and answers, and we'll close the call. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dragana to share an update on the context. Thanks, Dragana.
Thank you very much, Christine, and good morning, everyone, or good afternoon if anyone is in our time zone as well. It's a real pleasure to meet you all. So let me just start with talking a little bit about the context of Ethiopia, which really remains a complex environment, and it continues to face political, economic, and humanitarian challenges. What we see in Ethiopia are also political and ethnic tensions, which mark our landscape here. And currently there are two ongoing conflicts in Ethiopia in two regions. One is Amhara, one is Oromia. In both regions, we see presence of informal armed structures, and the conflict is quite violent in these regions. Recently, we have also seen eruption of a new conflict at the border between Somali and Oromia, which immediately resulted in over 200,000 displaced people. Also, intercommunal conflicts are a common occurrence here. When it comes to Tigray, you will probably remember that hostilities in Tigray ceased in 2022 with Pretoria Peace Agreement. Unfortunately, what we see right now are also some internal tensions within Tigray and also between Ethiopia and Eritrea. So there is unfortunately possibility of the new conflict, and everyone is really very closely watching that space. In addition, as you would probably well know, we are seeing climatic shocks. We see cyclical floods, landslides, droughts, and also recently, earlier this year, we have seen seismic activities. And result of all of these challenges are, first of all, displacement. Ethiopia currently has over 3 million internally displaced people on the top of over 1 million refugees. Many of these, or most of them, are actually not in a position to find any durable solutions yet. Last year, we have also seen a high number of food insecure people. Last year, it was around 10 million people. What we see is also lack of access to education for 8.5 million children due to conflict and natural disasters. This year, we also see that around 1.2 million children are acutely malnourished, as well as women. And all of these also cause protection issues. So we see negative coping strategies, children being withdrawn from schools, facing early marriages and child labor. We also see rise in gender-based violence. On the top of this, we have also experienced this year effects of the funding cuts by the US government. In 2023, Ethiopia was the fifth highest beneficiary of US government aid, receiving approximately $1.46 billion. And in April this year, this dropped down to 500 million. So what we have seen on the ground were very abrupt closures of almost all of the programs that happened in February, including humanitarian responses, development programs, etc. And then gradually, some of these, especially humanitarian responses, actually continued, although with reduced scope. You can imagine that this has had a really significant effect on the communities that suddenly stopped receiving the support through the programs that were earlier provided. And it was a very difficult time to really try, especially, for example, for in our case, for child protection programming and education emergencies programming, which was halted for some time. It was very difficult to find alternative solutions. However, I would say that both the funding right now is in better place than what it was before. Early in the year, and also when it comes to Save the Children programming, we have managed to resume or hand over most of our programs that were affected with alternative funding, most of them. Economically, as we all know, Ethiopia's story is one of remarkable growth and untapped potential. So in 2000, GDP was $8.24 billion. And last year, it was an estimated $205 billion. However, inflation rate remains at high 13%. And what we have seen over the last year due to macroeconomic reforms is that price, and also all of these other challenges that I described, is that prices for food and fuel have remained volatile, and they have disproportionately affected low-income households. We also know that the unemployment rates are still high, especially for youth. It's at 23.2%, and women's unemployment is more than double of men. So based on this situation and taking into account very young population in Ethiopia, there is no doubt how relevant investment in the LEEP program is for Ethiopia. And especially when we talk about building resilience of both youth and women, building their skills in entrepreneurship, strengthening their financial resilience, and also collective economic growth of communities. And I also want to say that for Save the Children in Ethiopia, this remains one of our key signature programs. And we really see it as the one that is responding to key contextual challenges facing young women and youth in general in Ethiopia. And we often discuss this program with other partners and talk about lessons learned so far. I can just give you an example. Just this afternoon, we were meeting with MasterCard Foundation, and LEEP came as one of the key programs that we wanted to talk about. So we are really proud of the program and happy to share the latest achievements with you. And with this, I will hand over to Lydia to talk more about this.
Thank you, Dragana. Good morning, nice to meet you all. As Dragana was saying, we have a wonderful progress on this phase of LEAP. But before to jump in directly to the progress, I would like to set the stage just for all of us to frame the three objectives that, as you know, are guiding LEAP. We are working closely with the women to provide them with assets and markets. Also, we are supporting them to strengthen their skills and creating in collaboration with them and with the communities supportive environments that will enable them to thrive. So all these three pillars are progressing, and we are having very strong and wonderful progress. So against our revised targets, more than 5,000 young women are now organized in almost 1,000 youth economic and social groups, the GSGs, as we know them. And because these groups allow them not only to be part of the program, but also to serve as platforms for collective savings, to exchange knowledge, and to access to financial services. These groups have become the core of the program as they enable the woman to access to all of these assets and knowledge. One of these assets being the guarantee fund that we are now delivering using to deliver loans and grants in the three regions. So far, 336 women have secured loans loans and grants in South Ethiopia, Sidama, and Addis. And because these funds, they now are expanding their activities, their businesses. They are also having the opportunity to diversify their businesses. They are creating jobs for others, mostly women from the same communities, and advancing. This allow them to advance in their independence and their economic independence. For as you all know, one of the key um, components to support women to thrive in the local economies and the regional economies is the access to financial assets, and this guarantee fund is allowing us to do that. Um, in parallel, we have also ensured non-financial assets. Now we have 11 fully operating GS centers. These GS centers are spaces, are now spaces where the women can access to knowledge through the libraries or through the use of computers and in some cases internet. They also have the opportunity to receive the LEAP trainings there, but most importantly, they have access to the support they need in order to be able to participate in programs like this. I'm referring to the childcare centers that we through LEAP have installed in all the centers. Some of them being also mobile to support more women, and also having these sexual and reproductive health corners that provide counseling to women, to couples, but also referral to more advanced services with the health um, bureau in Ethiopia. So until now, the childcare centers have received almost 1,000 children that are being cared of while their moms are either receiving the trainings or working in the groups, or working in their businesses, applying some of the skills or testing some of the skills that we as a program are providing them. So this is a key component in order for them in order be able to progress in their plans, in their business plans. On the other hand, um, more than 4,000 women have completed the core trainings, the entrepreneurship slash business trainings, along with the soft skills trainings. And from them, a portion of them have received also leadership, the leadership training, public speaking skills, technical skills in collaboration with technical vocational schools in the communities, and all of that is now giving us the opportunity to really provide an integral service for the woman. It's not only about the trainings, but also about what the basic trainings, but also about what other trainings can reinforce their roles within the community. We also are working with stakeholders within the community, and most importantly, we have worked with nearly 4,000 men that have been participated in the husband schools. And this is one of the greatest uh, achievements that the team in Ethiopia have shared with us, because they are being witness of the change on behaviors and the changes on the roles and the relationships between male relatives, husbands, brothers, or fathers for those that are not married, and the LEEP participants. That also is very important when we talk about the independence of the woman to be able to work while their partners are taking care of some house chores, or the child care, the care of their child. So this is one of the also ways of the program to create this and enable this environment for the women that are being part of the program. Finally, we have been making partnerships with government agencies, local and regional. We also have the support from community leaders that are aware of the program, participating in activities, but also support the women. The women have received coaching from other women that are leaders in the communities, but also they have received the support of other businessmen that now are changing their perception of the role that the women have in the local economies. So all these achievements are show us very clearly how the program is helping almost 3,000 women to expand or diversify their businesses, and together they are now creating new jobs for more women. And this benefit for more women is what we always pursued with LEEP. It's not only about those that are participating, but also how the LEEP alumni are now being the role for other women and providing job opportunities and economic opportunities for other women. So thank you all. I'm happy to address your questions later in this call. Now I will pass it over to Christine.
Thanks, Lydia. That was a great overview, and I think it segues nicely into this recorded interview. As many of you know, that sometimes we have technical difficulties when we try to do these live. So I did take the chance to speak with 3 of the women to hear their perspectives, and I hope you enjoy this. It's about I think it's around 9 minutes long, but hopefully it will be engaging for you all to just see these 3 women and hear a little bit about their stories. I'm not hearing audio.
You didn't hear audio?
I didn't. Did anyone hear audio? I think with Zoom, you have to click that little box about audio, which I don't think we have to do in Teams. So maybe that's it.
There used to be like share with video, but there isn't that option anymore. That's why I thought it just went.
Hmm.
Here, let me try it one more time.
Okay.
It can be really difficult with the internet and
There you go.
connectivity when
There you
we're
go.
live on the call.
You can just start
So
it from the
we're taking this
beginning.
opportunity here today with us. Coming from Addis, we have Kalkadan and Workanesh, and in Hawassa, we're so pleased to have Fevin with us. It can be really difficult with the internet and connectivity when we're live on the call. So we're taking this opportunity to record so that the many people who are involved in this program from the United States have a chance to hear a bit of your stories, which are each so unique and powerful and really highlight the impact of this program. So I would love to start with Kalkadan. And I understand, Kalkadan, that you have a cosmetic business. Can you tell us a little bit about creating that business and what it has meant for you?
የሚሰራው የኮስሞቲክስ ንግድ ነው እና ኮስሞቲክስ ንግድ ከመጀመሪያ በፊት ኦንላይን ነበረ የሚሰራው። ሉፕ ፕሮጀክት ላይ ከገባሁኝ በኋላ ግን የተለያዩ ስልጠናዎችን ወስጄ በሉፕ ፕሮጀክት አማካኝነት አሁን የኮስሞቲክስ ንግድ ጀምሬ እየሰራሁኝ ነው። Okay. She said that I started the business before engaging into this business. She's working on online business. After she engaged into this program, she starts her own business by opening the shop. Now she have a shop now, so she's doing that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. We will circle back for a final question, but thank you for sharing that, Kalkadan. Workanesh, I understand you have a fruit shop. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your business?
እኔ ስጀምር ያው መንገድ ላይ ነበረ የሚሰራው። ከመንገድ ላይ ደግሞ ሲያባርሩኝ ጊዜ ቤት በራሴ ቁርጠኝነት ቤት ተከራየሁ። ቤት ተከራይቼ አሁን አታክልት ቤት እየሰራሁ ነው ያለሁት። So what she said was she used to work on the street for many years, but since it wasn't legal, it was really difficult for her to manage her business. But after some while, she started to save money, and then now she's renting her own shop and she's working on that.
Wow. And what has that transition been like? Has it impacted her family?
This kind of material is come out of books and then it's from yes, but about that young no, there's no low to that. So she said, thank God, yes, I have seen so many dreams and I'm able to send my students or my children to school. And I am able to support my families in whichever way that I want.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that story. Fevin, so I want to move to Fevin and we're going to circle back also with Workanesh at the end. So I understand that you've actually taken a loan for your poultry business Can you tell us a little bit about that experience of taking out the loan?
ብድሩን የወሰድኩት በቅርቡ ነው። ቀድሞ ሰራ ከነበረው ስራ በተሻለ መልኩ እንድሰራ አግዞኛል። መኖ አስገብቼ እንዲሁ ያመረስኩትን እንቁላል መኖ ማስገቢያ ስለሌለኝ ብቻ ሸኩዬ ከመሸጥ ይልቅ ገበያ ወዳድሬ መሸጥ እንድችል ሪዛልት የሆነ የመኖ ስቶር እንዲኖረኝ አግዞኛል።
She said that this loan helped me. I am the one selected to take the loan from the different women because my business is little bit strong, and then based on the criteria of Save the Children brought some criteria to take the loan. So I am the one who fulfilled that criteria. Based on that criteria, I took the loan. That loan makes me to make value add on our poultry egg production. For example, she said before simply I am taking the food for the poultry from the different place. Now after I received the loan, I took the super one, very strong and very demanded food for the poultry. So now my egg, the egg from the poultry is very quality and very high size. So that makes the market area very demandful.
Wonderful. Oh, that's great. That's a great story of progress with the quality of the eggs. So can she sell the eggs at a higher price now?
ቶሎ መኖ መግባት ስላለበት በተገኘ ዋጋ ነበር የሚሸጠው። ከትርፍ ዋናዬንም ይዞ ሊሆን ይችላል ወይንም በኪሳራ ሊሆን ይችላል። ባገኘሁት ዋጋ ቶሎ ሸጥ ነበረ። ብድሩን ካገኘው በኋላ ግን የመኖ እጥረት ችግር ስለሌለብኝ ገንዘቡ ወደ መኖ ክምችት ስላስገባሁት በተሻለ ዋጋ ትርፋማ መሆን ችያለሁ።
She said that the price brought a change because of the loan. Even during, she said, I conducted different training on the center. They trained us based on the market need. You have to sell instead of, instead of the egg becoming very sensitive if it is not sold immediately. So that training, during the training, we took that information before the loan. We are just selling based on the market demand. After the loan, before one egg, I am going to sell one egg with 13 or 12 birr, Ethiopian birr. After the loan, after this poultry feed, the quality poultry food, the egg size become big and very strong, and the color also, the color of the egg also changed. So the people need this big egg. So now after the woman guaranteed loan, she is selling with 20 and 20 birr, Ethiopian birr.
Wow, that's a huge increase in price. That's wonderful. Let me circle back now to Kalkadan. Could Kalkadan share her hopes for the future of her business and a little bit about the impact on her family?
business ከፍ ማድረግና አሁን ላይ ራሴን እንድችል ፋክተሪ ላይ ዲፔንድ እንዳልሆን አድርጎኛል። Okay, she said that the current business is she want to expand the business more, and currently she's not she want to be family independent, and she want to support herself. So that's the impact.
Wonderful. We wish you lots of luck with that, with your business and the expansion that you hope to create. Workanesh, what would you say to a woman who was in your situation and wasn't getting the support she needed from her family? What would your advice be?
ብዙዎችን ደግሞ አስለምጃቸዋለሁ ያሰራቸው ማለት ራሱ ከሌላ ማለት ነው። እንደዚህ ነው ይሄ እንደዚህ ነው የምገዛው ብዬ ተባብሬ ብዙ ጊዜ ጓደኞች ሁላ መስራት ኬንያ ጀክሮት ማለት ነው። እንደዛ ነው ሀሳብ የምሰጣቸው። አይዟችሁ ብዬ ከፊት ባለኝ አቅም ራሱ ይደግፋቸው።
So what she said was she actually had an experience with this kind of a thing. She helped her friends from her pocket, and she said that I would support them mentally, and if I can, I would support them financially. And additionally, she actually opened another branch by the support of her husband. So she's she's like a role model in our community, and a lot of people's come and actually her friends support her and she supports them back as well. That's great. No, thank you so much to each of you for sharing your stories. I think there's incredible courage that you have for starting your business, growing your business. That two of you took grants out and Fevin, you took a loan. You're serving as role models and it's impacting your ability to help your family and put your children to school and really just be changing sort of the perception of women and what you're capable of. And so I just want to applaud each of you. Thank you for coming to talk to me and share your stories. And I wish you so much success in each of your businesses.
So I hope you enjoyed hearing that. I know we could probably ask them a lot more questions and learn a lot more, but we were trying to not make it, go on for too long. But it's my pleasure now to hand it over to my colleague Samuel, and he's going to speak a little bit about the ways that we're working to build sustainability. Samuel, I hand it to you, and we can pull the PowerPoint back up.
Thank you, Christine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. As you put up the PowerPoint that tries to reflect our ideas for sustainability, this is basically the approach that we follow through LEEP project to sustain the impacts of the project. And this sustainability approach do not come at the end of the project. Rather, we included from the start as part of the project design, so that once the project ends, it will leave a lasting impact not only on the targeted beneficiaries, but also on the community and the other local partners that we are working with. So in our sustainability program, we have 3 and 4 pillars. And these 4 pillars are Women's Loan Guarantee Fund, and the other is the Yes Center and the Workspace Sustained, and the other is One Plan partnership coordination model, and the last is the partnership with the key stakeholder. I will leave in a minute to Lydia to talk more about LEEP's influence on Save the Children globally, but just to give you a brief overview of what the meaning of these key pillars to leave a lasting impact with the target beneficiaries and our partners. When it comes to the Women Guarantee Fund, this intervention not only creates and build local ownership, but also it leaves a revolving and an increasing resource for women to continuously tap into a financial capital, which is very scarce in the ecosystem that these women are operating. First of all, we are building local ownership when we establish the Women Guarantee Fund management through women associations. And we create these regional women associations in partnership with Government Cooperative Bureau, so that once the project ended, the management of the Women Guarantee Fund will be gradually transitioned into the women associations, and the women associations in partnership with the microfinance institutions will continue to utilize the Women Guarantee Fund as an appropriate tool to de-risk and avoid the collateral barrier for future rounds of women who are interested to apply for loan. So this is why we consider the Women Guarantee Fund as one of the important tool for sustainability. The other is the Yes Centers and the workspaces. So when we say Yes Centers, this is an acronym for Youth Employment Services. So these are basically a government-run institutions to provide multifaceted service for youth. And through LEEP project, we were able to partner with government institutions to build the capacity of these centers for them to be able to provide a more rounded services and also quality services to youth. And once the project is ended, what we are anticipating is for these Yes Centers to be able to provide quality services without external assistance. For this to happen, what we have done is we integrate government bureaus and allow them to gradually take over the operational cost of the Yes Centers. And we were successful in getting commitment from local governments to cover the cost of staffs and also to cover the cost of utilities for these Yes Centers. And also we were able to support these Yes Centers to generate their own revenue by providing services that can be charged by clients, such as the IT training, photocopy services, and also allowing clients to use Yes Centers as a co-working space through rentals. So with this model, those Yes Centers that we have capacitated and built during the LEEP project will continue to provide their quality services after the project is ended through a thoughtful sustainability intervention that we have that we have completed during the project period. The other very interesting model that we are using to sustain the gains of the LEAP project is the one plan model, the one plan partnership model. And this basically is a multi-stakeholder coordination platform, which Save the Children is leading the facilitation and the coordination role during the lifetime of the LEAP project, so that different stakeholders, including government, vocational training centers, financial service providers, and private sectors come into a round table and jointly plan the required contribution to provide comprehensive services for targeted women. And as we reach to the last phases of the LEAP model, we have gradually hand over the facilitation and the coordination role to the lead government office, which is the Bureau of Women and Social Affairs, and in some regions with the Bureau of Labor and Skills, so that they continue to utilize this one plan steering committee to organize a joint annual plan and hold all the critical stakeholders accountable, and also continue to provide the services after the project is ended. So what is going to be missed after the project ended is the role that Save the Children used to play as a lead coordinator. But we have seen a very encouraging role from the government offices to step up and take that role. And my final point I want to talk is the partnership that we have made with key stakeholders. And what I mean by key stakeholders is a range of stakeholders that we have been working with, such as the financial institutions and also the private sectors, and also key government partners. And we were able to secure the memorandum of understanding as well as contractual agreement with these sectors, putting in place their designated role in written form, so that they develop a practice on how their services can be rendered to targeted women without creating duplication of effort between the different stakeholders. So what we are hoping after the project ended is such type of formalized institutional partnership to be retained and sustained as a common practice going forward, so that the government will be continue to use these contractual templates and also the memorandum of understandings to provide coordinated and also collaborated efforts and services for women. And it is also one of our key tool to establish and ensure sustainability. So these are all our assumptions to create sustainability, and also what we have also monitored the progress towards creating sustainability. But the final evaluation of the LEEP project, which is currently undergoing, and where we're going to see the results in couple of weeks or months, will be able to show us to what extent we are successful in ensuring sustainability of the project. With this, I will give back to Christine. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. That was really helpful just to understand all the ways we're working for sustainability. I'm going to hand it to Monica to briefly just mention how LEAP is influencing our work globally. Monica?
Yes, thank you, Christine. So before just mentioning how LEAP has influenced our work globally, I wanted to quickly highlight how important the achievements of LEAP are. I was at the UN General Assembly side meetings for the past 3 days, and one of the statistics that stayed with me is that in the next 10 years, 1.2 billion youth will become of working age, and only 400 million jobs will be created. If you look at one of the achievements highlighted by Lydia, she said that these women were able to create 731 new jobs, of which 643 were for women. These are the kind of programs that are going to help us close that gap that we expect for the next 10 years. So I'm very excited to see the wonderful results of the LEAP program. With that little comment, I want to briefly tell you about how LEAP has influenced multiple Save the Children programs. We have taken the model, the three objectives of LEAP, and the model in which they have been implemented, as well as best practices and learning, and have replicated this model in other countries. One of them being Bangladesh, where we work with 900 women that had previously participated in other Save the Children program to develop businesses. And following the LEAP model, we help them grow those businesses while working with the community and the key stakeholders in their families, in the communities, to address gender norms that are preventing them from growing and being successful in business. I must say the model is adapted per country. And while we did not implement husband schools, we knew we needed to work with um, husbands and mothers-in-law, because that's a very important stakeholder in the life of young women that are married. And following the same principles of LEAP, we were able to work with the families to make sure that they are supporting these women. So the LEAP model has been adapted to other countries. I just gave you an example, and I'm also happy to say that we are seeking more funding from Coca-Cola to replicate the model also in Mali and in Bolivia. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Lydia. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Just briefly to talk about the upcoming activities. In the upcoming months, we are formalizing the young women associations based on the these groups that are formed already, giving the women a more structured platform. We also are going to finalize the plan for sustainability of the guarantee fund that Samuel mentioned before, so the access to loans can be expanded for more women. We will enroll the last cohort or actually, we are working with the last cohort of women in trainings, 1,400 women that will represent 50 new just groups. And we are distributing the final round of loans using the remaining funds from the guarantee fund in collaboration with Sidama Bank, and in collaboration with the government in Addis in the shape of in the form of grants. And we, as Samuel mentioned, also are completing the final evaluation of this stage of LEAP, to learn what work and how, and what it could be take by other stakeholders and replicate in other contexts and on with other communities. So all these activities will help us to close strongly by the end, by the beginning of 2026. So thank you. Pass it over to Christine.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Lydia, Monica, and Samuel. We have some time for questions and answers. So I just want to open the floor. I know we covered a lot of ground, starting with Dragana and all of her information about the context and the importance of LEAP and the learnings within the country, looking at the progress that's been achieved, hearing from our women, including our egg seller, who was able to increase her prices, and looking at sustainability and future activities. So I open the floor to any questions or comments, observations are welcome to.
Well, I'd like to thank all the people on the ground in Ethiopia and those who have carried this message to other countries. I mean, I am so full of gratitude to all of you for what you've done. It's nothing short of a miracle to accomplish this in a war-torn country where there's civil war, etc., in addition to all the other issues that the country faces. So it's a model program. It works, and we need to find ways to not only keep it going there, but in other countries as well. As you mentioned, that the UN is projecting its usual shortfall of jobs for youth, and we have a program that actually can not close that entire delta, obviously, but it can be picked up by other folks who could just observe what we're doing there and implement it elsewhere. So thank you. Secondly, the evaluation that you're conducting, the final evaluation, when will that be completed? When is the official stop date, and when is the evaluation completed?
I can answer that. The final evaluation is expected to be completed by December this year, in parallel with the closure of the last cohort of trainings, of the last cohort of participants, and the results will be shared. The key results and learnings will be shared with all of you, along with the final report at the beginning January, February 2026.
Thank you, Renee.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks for those comments. Would anyone else like to share an observation or a question? Ted?
Yes. Good morning again. Just, I missed the last country that they were expanding the LEAP model into. I think I got Bangladesh, Mali, and was it Bolivia?
Correct. We are waiting to hear from Coca-Cola if they are going to grant us the funding. And if they do, we would expand to Mali and Bolivia.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. Okay. I guess the next question I have, not necessarily for you, so this is to Save the Children people. Are we being data-driven on the success of the program? For example, how many businesses, how many people are processed through the program? How many successful businesses in the course of a year or 2 years, whatever time period you want to pick, and how many failures? I'm sure there's some failures. When I hear about some of the political unrest going on in Ethiopia or the neighboring countries, that could be problematic too, for the long term. So I guess that's two questions actually. How are we evaluating the success of the program with the businesses? And I know it's not necessarily all dollars. A lot of it is definitely a change in their society. And you've had a lot of really good success with that from the documentation I've seen, not just today, but in previous videos and meetings. So I'm curious about that.
Yes.
And so I'll let you guys talk.
Thank you, Ted. I can answer that one. Yes, we have indicators for to measure the impact in terms of quantitative indicators to measure the success. We are looking and tracking the women that have expanded or diversified their businesses. That means that women that are not only strengthening their businesses, but also exploring other economic activities that increase their incomes. We are tracking the increase in the household income with the woman from the woman businesses. Also, we are measuring the number of women that are increasing their savings for the future, the number of jobs that these women are creating and providing for others, and by then, through the final evaluation, we will measure the impact in the household, in the children's, the change of behaviors from the husbands and the male relatives, and all of these will are some. These are some of the key indicators. We have several for each one of the objectives to track and measure the success of the program, being the most the not the most important, but the key one, the number of businesses that remain and that are providing that remain after the program or the first iteration of the program, and that are now increasing the incomes of more women.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
How
Lillian.
many of the successful business owners
Do
are,
we have so far?
yeah, no, how many of them are actually helping mentor new,
Other women.
yes, women
Yes.
just evolving into the system?
Yes, we have actually we have almost 200 women from the communities and from alumni from LEEP 1 that are connected now with current participants. The exact number is, I have it here. We have connected, we have connected 144 mentors with 875 LEEP participants. So all of these mentors are women that are coaching and counseling these the current women that are the women that are currently participating in the program, through business advice, through their own experience for those that were part of LEAP 1 and that now have the long-term results of all of the services that they receive in 3 years back.
Okay, thank you. I
Thanks,
have to say
thanks.
this, I may unexpectedly sign out. My laptop battery is dying.
Oh no, I hope it holds on.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So I know we're getting to the end. We have about a minute left, but does anyone else, maybe we have time for one more comment or question, or we can wrap up otherwise. Kate or Elsa, did you have any?
You know, looking at the report you sent earlier, I was shocked at how low the savings rate was. Average savings rate of $9 a person. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. About the savings, there are two different ways of we are tracking savings. The savings from those women that are active that are receiving loans, because it's one of the criteria for them to have a certain amount saved in order to be a candidate to receive a loan. And that is a saving, a group saving that is higher than the individual savings. At individual level, one of the main challenges that lead us to a small amount of savings is that there are women that are not connected with microfinancial institutions yet. One of the remaining activities is actually to improve that pathway for the woman to have access to different options to put the savings, instead of just having the money saved with them in their houses. And that is something that we don't have track of it yet, but what we are looking for is to help them to formalize their savings and have a more solid and higher number.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, I think we're going to wrap up. And I just want to say I think it's pretty amazing to just see the power of this collective engagement of all of you in this work and everyone in Ethiopia behind these women who really have so much potential. It's a holistic approach, and I think we're just seeing the outcomes of it. We're laying the groundwork for this support to continue on through local banks, government structures, and I think most importantly, the women themselves. So we really look forward to meeting again in the new year. We'll be looking at the findings from the evaluation with a lot of data, and share more details even on the handover plans. And I just want to leave with a final reflection. I can imagine 10 years from now, a child asking their mom, "How did your business grow? How did you end up being so successful?" And the mom will say, "Gosh, there were lots of factors in my success. And, there was a program too called LEEP that played a role in the beginning, and I hope that you all just take a lot of pride in being part of that future for so many of these women. So thanks again so much. And I wish you a great day ahead. Thank you
so
all.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
Christine.
Thank you,
Thank you
Sam. So
so
great to
much.
see you, and Diana. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.